long day already and shooting a lot. I saw a recliner and I just had to sit down, and then I realized I was at Matthews. Matthews is what they do is they build a lot of support structures. We use these everywhere. We've got tons of stuff in the office. We rent them all the time. It's just super solid C-stands and all kinds of accessories to attach your cameras, your lights, to just about anything. This is a dolly here, and what you can see is this chair that I was sitting in. You know, you can pull it out, and you can put it almost anywhere. It's kind of like a little, you know, you can pop this stuff in, you can pop other things in, and kind of put this all together. So this allows you to get a lot of different directions and put a lot of different pieces onto this dolly. It's kind of a little bit of an erector set, and it's not the only thing that's an erector set. Come here. I mean, really, this kind of work is all an erector set. You've got lots of little extensions. I mean, you have to figure out how to attach almost anything to anything when you're making a film, and this is what these guys specialize in. Now, they've created this micro grip, and this is new at the show here, and it's just cool. It's like all the big grip stuff, but in miniature. And so you have lots of little pieces here, and what's cool about them is they look just like the big ones, except they're, you know, small. So what you can do, of course, these are kind of nice displays. They're kind of fun to look at. You got little lights here, but when they really start to get interesting is when you start attaching stuff to your camera and start attaching your camera to other stuff. So here you see these great suction cups now, and Matthews makes these as well. These are suction cups that you can put to your car. We've had some questions about how to get a camera, a bigger camera, onto the side of a car, and this is the way you do it. So these are super powerful suction cups that are going to just attach to your car, and if you want a lot of stability and you really want to make sure that it's going to, you know, stay on your car and not end up on the pavement, you can get 3 of these. You use these little micro grips, and what you can do is put all this stuff together and make sure that this camera is going to stay. I mean, this camera is not going anywhere. It's stuck there. So now you can get single ball heads like this, but you really want 3 if you can do it, but this is good enough for some operations. And these can have ball heads here. You can just have a mount here. All of these, here you go. Here's a little mount here. So this is a standard grip mount that you would normally have here, but with a suction cup. And here you can see all these little monitors, and again, all of this stuff you can kind of figure out exactly where you want it. A lot of times you're putting your camera into all kinds of weird little places, and you want something to pop out here, and you want something else to pop out there, and this allows you to kind of put it all together. So if you're looking for this stuff, check out Matthews or Film Tools. So we're here at Mark Roberts Motion Control, and these guys make the Milo. They make a lot of other motion control rigs. Now, you're probably wondering, why do people need motion control? Well, one of the things about it, when it started, a lot of this, when I was at ILM, you had passes. We'd actually run passes of little models going by, and you had to run them exactly the same way every single time. So you sit there and program them and make sure that everything came over, and then we could put them all back together. At first it was to composite, but then it was actually to put different layers, light layers, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of reasons to use motion control, though. You can get the same motion every single time. You want a clean plate, something that's going to happen over there, or if you want to add CG, if you want to put all those pieces together, you need to have motion control. Also, if you want to integrate it with CG in a very complex way, you need something that's going to be able to do it exactly the way you did it in the computer. And so motion control allows you to put these stuff together, and it's extremely accurate. So what you can do here, this one is gear-based, and so there's servo, and then you have gears, and what this means is that it knows exactly where the camera was, right down to the pixel. So what you can do is you can export all that data back out into your 3D package, and you're going to have that camera move that you did. Now you can either build the camera move inside of the motion control unit, or you can design it. You can use something like Motion Builder or Maya or Cinema 4D, and you can export all that data out and get it into this, and you can just simply import it in and get it to do very, very complex moves that you could never do by hand. Now, as you may have guessed, it's not cheap. This is about $225,000, but once again, if you're doing big visual effects shots that you might be charging $50 or $100 or $150,000 a pop, it's well worth it. So we're here at Barber Tech, and sometimes you're sitting on a tripod, the camera's nice there, but sometimes you need to set your sights higher. You need to get a little higher, and that's what a boom is for, and this is a Barber boom. And check this out. So you can look, if you look way up there, you're going to see the camera that I'm controlling there. So, so I'm able to control it. Now it's keeping track of where the camera is, so it's keeping the camera at the same angle. That's what all these some of these little cables are for. This little cable up here, just keep that thing in the right tension. You got a big weight, because that's a big counterweight that's going to kind of keep all that together. But that's going to give you, it really adds the production value. Now you're probably thinking, anything this big, I mean, every time I show you something big, it's really expensive. This one is not free, but not as expensive as you'd expect. About $6,500 here at the show. I think it's about $9,000. Otherwise, all packs up into things like this. It's not quite that small, but there's a couple little cases like that puts it together. I think the total weight is about 140 pounds. It comes with this little monitor, a little controller. So this is a little remote head that I can move my camera back and forth because I don't want to go up there and get it. And so it all packs down. The other thing is because of these little pieces here, what you can actually do is measure it. So you have a very precise measure. You can start at 6 feet and go out all the way to 26 feet at 1-inch increments. And so you can really decide how much room you need, how much room you have. And so it's a pretty slick little piece. And once again, this is a Barber boom. So we're here at Filmotechnic USA, and you've probably not heard of Filmotechnic USA, but a lot of people, that do this kind of thing, you're probably wondering what this kind of thing is, have heard of this. And so what you have here is a control. Now, a lot of times you see these action scenes with the car, and then the car's going, and the camera's coming down over the back, and then it's going over the top, and you're wondering, how do they do that? And some, thinking they build a rig. Well, this is actually a car that has the entire rig built on top of it. So it sits like you have a ski rack. It's kind of attached over here. So that's all attached, and then you've got the crane that comes up here, and then you've got a remote head that's here. Now, here's the control. So if you watch this head, I can pan back and forth, I can tilt, I can rotate. So as a camera operator, now this is all wireless, so I can have all of this sitting inside that car. I can sit in another car, whatever I need to do, and I can control it. I'll have somebody else controlling the crane, and you can do these nice complex moves and things that are just really important when you're doing these kind of fast-paced commercials, movie shots, and so on and so forth, where you need a little edge. Now, you can't buy one of these right now. They're $2,000 a day to rent them. But again, big budgets mean big tools, and that's what you get here. Again, this is Filmotechnic USA.